Hey guys, Harry here, back again with another Bricklaying vlog. It's day 6 on the footing today. I forgot what part it is, but it'll say it in the title. I'm just showing you a little bit of footage from part 5 before I do a check-in live on the job. It's just me showing you me jointing the block work. I've had to do this at both sides, so this was the overhand side of a lane. Obviously this is a face side the line was running to, but it's the overhand for me, obviously laying the blocks from the inside, which is a lot easier. I can't emphasize it enough. Laying anything heavier than basically a 4-inch block, anything bigger than a 4-inch, you want to be laying it at the opposites. You want to be laying at the opposite side of the wall. So if you're laying like a 9-inch block, if you're in the States and stuff, or a cinder block, line on your face side, but work on the not on the non-face side. So you want to be stood at the other side of your wall. So any what do you call them now, 6-inch concretes, or what else, these blocks, dumpies, little dumpies, the 120s, 125s I think they are, or your 150 blocks, that'd be ideal to lay opposite side. So yeah, then as well, someone commented about not maybe not perping your blocks as good because I'm having to joint up as much. It was the time of year, has a massive effect. Obviously these were super dry, the weather's super hot. You perp your block and then you're just relying on the gobbo to squeeze out of that block to get your full joints, and a lot of the time with the weather being drier, you're not getting that squeeze out. It's just going bone dry and leaving voids. So in future I probably would spend more time perping my blocks, but it would adhere to more being wetter weather, because you need that mortar to key to the block and to just be green on the block and let it squeeze out and fill that joint. Whereas in this hot weather, you'll find you come into issues of your blocks not getting filled as good and stuff like that, and because a lot of the time it can be due to your mortar. We had some sticky cementy mortar out the silos on a few days. We had some ready mix that wasn't really that good on some others, but I'd definitely say the ready mix was easier to use on these than the silo gear. So yeah, that's all factors, but it'd be definitely worth me testing out different ways to perp these big blocks in the coming months, if I ever do any more of these style footings. And if I get on some different type of footings, if it's different size gear, different gauges, it'd be nice to try different ways to lay the block. I've thought about doing the pick and dip if I ever get on some flat block retaining walls, or on the 120 dumpies. Pick and dip would be ideal. And it is the finish they're wanting. So obviously if you're going to be jointing, you want full joints every time, whereas if you're going to do pick and dip, you're going to have voids in your joints. So you want to be on a site that requires you to flush them up, because that'll adhere better. So there's different ways you can do it. So I'm going to do a little check-in now, and then I'll get on to talking about the topic of this video in the next clip. So 18 minutes past 4. Got all this round, 2 gables and a back, 3 corse trench. Got my hole out there where it's on low side. Another hole there, hole there. Got one over there as well. So yeah, got filled this in it this morning. This is day 5. Yeah, 175 trench today. Got gobbo at 9 o'clock. Used 3 of them, 3 tubs. Ready mix today, a lot easier. Line on the outside of the block, working inside. A lot easier when it's been backfilled. So got one hole here. This is only lower because there's 8 corse the facings showing here. So this is where my facings start on this one. Whereas on here, another course of 4-inch over, so we put his lintel on, little cut 4-inch, and then we got his brickwork done. Day 6, got this front corner up a bit better this time. Bit of a better bond on it. Got all his holes out now. Lintels on. So I'm going to run this middle wall in. It's 10 past 10, boards are full. And we run these 2 middle walls in. Leaving all that down there, sorted. Maybe fill this in later. So we're back with this next bit of footage. This is day 6's footage, so this is obviously what the title of the video is about. I was running in this middle wall. You'll see how I leave out for the adjacent wall going across this one, and you'll see how I bond it in. This particular corner I built, I mentioned in the live check-in that I'd got a better bond on it. I just put the wrong size pieces in down below when I was putting my pieces in, and I didn't bond it out correctly at the bottom for that bay in near that corner where that wall tied in. So I had to do some funky cuts down below the backfill on my first 5 course, but then I reset it, did a better cut, two better pieces in, and I got a better bond on it. So it's just all experience and stuff that'll speed you up over time, getting the bond right. I'm always a big believer of getting your bond working blocks on block work, whether it's footing blocks, 4-inch especially, you want it working bond. It just saves you fucking loads of time, putting little 400mm piece in middle, when the staggered 100mm pieces are staggered when you see someone running a block gable in. It's just so much waste of time. You won't believe how watching this video back, editing it, and how much time it spent me to go find an 100mm piece, then put it on. I could have laid 2 blocks, 3 blocks even. So that is one of the reasons why you've got to bond your block work out. I don't always follow my own advice on this. So sometimes I'm lazy, and it is laziness. So sometimes I just go, oh fuck it, run it, put a corner of, run it in, put 2 corners up, run it in, fuck the bond. But it's something I'm going to do in future. So when I come to these again, I'm going to dot one on, make it work blocks, make it work bond. Not just putting a fucking piece in, I'll get it on next one. I have been known for saying that, but I'm going to try and make it, follow me on advice, and, make everything work blocks in future. So anyway, the topic of this video is something I've been trying to get to for the last 3 attempts at making this. Obviously having a bit of a hiatus from making videos. Obviously it hasn't seemed like much of a break for you guys watching on YouTube, but for myself, I hadn't recorded and edited properly in about 3-4 days. So I easily get out of practice on stuff like this, especially the voiceovers, which I'm known for on these YouTube videos, is the voiceover really, rather than the sort of work itself. So the topic is, when you first start working on your own as a one-on-one, you'll probably earn less money. And this comes from a place of, experience for myself and working in gangs. So when you work in a gang, for instance, you'll have someone either leading the gang, so saying what bits of work we're doing first, what bits of work we're dropping onto next, organising things, or you'll be either in a situation where you've worked with a guy who's taught you as an apprentice, and you've gone on a split, and then you're just running gables in, running up between profiles. Someone's setting them up for you. You're working away, you're asking little questions, now and again throughout the day or throughout the week, just keeping you on the right track, and you'll be getting things done pretty quick, and you'll be laying a lot of bricks, laying a lot of blocks, but you're not making a lot of the decisions. So the biggest thing I learned when I went on my own is everything falls on yourself. All the organisation, all the ways you're going to attempt the work, everything, dealing with the gaffers, the drawings, everything relies on yourself, and you've got to get used to taking on that responsibility. And a big thing that will make you faster through and make you earn more money on your own, which is sort of the only way you're going to make sort of big money, is either working on your own or having improvers and apprentices working with you, a bit like the Charlie Collinson, how he does it. He sort of has a lot of inexperienced trials laying to a line, sets profiles up. They're going to be walling, they're going to be laying at least as many bricks as required to pay the wage that he's paying them, and some. So he's effectively, he's making money off them because they're laying more bricks than what he's paying them worth in money on price. So that's the reason why he's doing what he's doing. He's not doing what he's doing to help people. He's doing it because he's going to make a lot of money off them. Inadvertently, it comes as a fact of, they will see it as him helping them, but he's helping himself. The more people he's getting on a line, he's making money. But apart from that, if you want to go on your own one-on-one and make money legitimately, in a sense, so through efforts of your own only, and you want to get a labourer and learn to become efficient, you need experience doing the job. So in effect, if you go onto a different site, on different houses, different brick types, different types of work, from footings to supers, from just building square box houses to boundary walls with pillars, or your houses with gables all over and trays, different types of work in general, instantly you're going to slow down because you've not attempted the work before. There's things that slow you down throughout the day that you don't even realise. Getting your bonds wrong, as I talked about in the first clip. Spending too much time reading the drawings, not being as familiar with them. Speaking to management, gaffers, forklift drivers, everything like that's all going to slow you down throughout a day. And that's things you've got to account for when you go working on your own, when you go either solo, one-on-one, or go on a new job in general, even if you're working as a two-on-one. You've got to get used to sort of knowing the build, knowing what you're doing in a sense. This is what a lot of people say, know what you're doing. Like I said in one of the last videos, ask questions. That's the biggest thing to learning and building your experience of, is asking questions on every different type of work you do. It doesn't matter if you've been doing it 40 years or fucking 4 years. If you're at your time as an apprentice, you want to be just asking questions, working to a comfortable speed that you can maintain, not trying to keep up with anyone else, and just learning everything, sucking everything in, asking questions. Ask questions from other bricklayers. How would you do this? How would you do that? And through time and attempts at doing different types of work, you'll find quicker ways of doing it. Obviously, like myself with these boundary walls, tried out using profiles even after years of just building corners, and it proves itself faster. And there's all different factors. So when you attempt a different type of work, just the way you load out will make things quicker. Whether it's putting your blocks, for instance, on the inside of the footing instead of outside, your bricks in stacks of 6 instead of 12, the amount of boards you want to use, whether you're going to attempt to build corners, whether the weather's wet and you want to run in a long flank to make it go off, or you want to build corners because it's super dry and your gear's going really going off really quick on the boards. There's all different factors that are going to speed you up, and they're all little increments. So when it comes to saying, do this to get faster, a lot of the time you've done 10 little things differently to get faster in that day. So what you'll think is a simple quick fix has been a lot of factors changed in the way you build something. That's going to make you fast. And all these things you pick up through years and years of experience, but with what I'm talking about, hopefully you can narrow it down to just a few. So whether in these videos you think, there is things that have changed over the years of building things, and hopefully I'm sort of cutting through all this sort of shit that people tell you, whether it's old guys or people who teach you as an apprentice. If like these videos that I'm sort of highlighting aspects can help you cut through all that mystery and shit like that, because a lot of time information is power, and a lot of time people don't want to tell you how to do it the quickest way or the easiest way, because it'll make you faster, it'll make you better, it'll make you not need them anymore. So especially if you're an apprentice and the bricklayer you're working with is being a bit, he's not telling you the full story when it comes to the drawings, or he's not telling you the full story when it comes to setting up or how the best way to tackle things, it's because he don't really want to tell you, because it'll make you not need him anymore. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of guys, a lot of bricklayers who have apprentices who fall into the trap of this, of just not wanting to share information. A lot of the time, bricklayers will let other bricklayers make fuck ups and just watch them do it, instead of telling them, just watch out for that, mate. Just for the pure reason of, because information is power and people want to keep it close to the chest. So all these things that you've got to think about to speed you up, are all factors of the reason you're going to speed up. It's not just this pick and dip method, or this way to lay the block, or this profile setup. It's all little things throughout the build that are going to make the difference. So hopefully in these videos, which I'm highlighting these points, and how it makes you think about things a little bit differently, even if you're an experienced bricklayer or you're an inexperienced apprentice or improver, you know, hopefully these little tips, these little sort of ways of thinking about things, not even tips, just the ways of thinking about, you know, bricklaying, help you improve your productivity and getting more things done throughout a day than just profile setups or this is the way you should do it. You know, there's different ways to go about things, and I'm going to be highlighting more topics like this in the future. So yeah, that's the topic. Sort of the biggest reasons you'll speed up isn't just experience. It's all these little things you change due to the experience. So I hope you've understood what I'm talking about there. I know I got a little bit muddled with how I was explaining it. It is hard to explain. I'm not the best at explaining things, contrary to my ability to talk on these videos. When I have had apprentices, I do find it hard to explain things to them while I'm there. You know, while I'm trying to work, while I'm trying to do things, trying to get work done, I do have trouble explaining things right then and there. It takes me a minute, it takes me, you know, an hour to think about it again and then say, right, did you get to understand this and this that I was telling you? Which I suppose that's why if you are going to take on a load of inexperienced apprentices or bricklayers, I suppose you do deserve to earn a little bit extra money for all the extra effort you've got to put in teaching them. So, you know, I do see the reason guys have loads of apprentices and improvers to make extra money, because it is a lot to keep your eye on. It's hard to keep your eye on someone. It's hard to make sure they're doing it right. You know, I've had a couple of apprentices work with me over the years, and I do find it stressful. I find it difficult. So if I ever had to have another apprentice, which I'm looking for in a sense, it would be just one. I could only manage just one person, you know, like the old man. Don't have to manage him now. I don't really have to tell him anything anymore. He knows the fucking score. He knows how to make it easy for himself. He knows where the gear needs to be. But when it comes to an apprentice, when it being on the trowel or improver who's just out of the time, you know, you have to keep telling them, right, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. So it's something you've got to keep your eye on a bit more with an inexperienced labourer or bricklayer. But that is the sort of topic of the video, as you know, the things that are going to make you faster are the experience of doing the work on your own decisions, you know, to the spec, to a good time frame, and repeating that process to get refined and quicker as time goes on. So anyway guys, that's the video. I'm sick of speaking now. I've had 3 attempts at making this, and each time I spoke for 10 minutes, so probably wasted 30 minutes trying to make this video. So you'll get hopefully it makes you guys appreciate these videos a bit more, knowing that I've put quite a bit of effort into doing these voiceovers, and that's the reason why a lot of bricklayers don't do that style of video. That's why they do the camera, the GoPro stuff, or they just do, you know, check-ins in between work. So I do find those style videos easier to make, to be quite honest, than these long, laborious voiceovers. But I think these are more helpful in general to people, whether, you know, and more informative. Even for the guys who already know what I'm on about, they already fucking know, they've done it. But it's sometimes nice to hear it being said in plain English than just, do this, do that, do the other. You know, you want to be doing this, you want to be doing that. It's nice to see it, you know, condensed into a video format, easier to understand for people who haven't done it before, haven't had the experience to take on jobs on their own, take on different types of work, you know, and yeah. So next video's topic's going to be about labouring. We're going to talk about why it's important to do your fair share of labouring as an apprentice, and why, if you don't know how to load out effectively or how to set up a job effectively, where it's going to cost you tons of time in the long run. So this is that's going to be next topic's video. So if you guys enjoy this video, we're coming up to the end of the clip, please hit subscribe. It's free, it costs nothing. Make a quick account, put some fake information if you want. Just make a quick account, subscribe if you've been enjoying the videos, hit the like button, comment, let me know what you think. I'm sorry I started rambling towards the middle of this video, but I hope you got the idea of what I was trying to get at. and then, you know, the title, say what the title says. I'll make it up in a bit. So I tend to edit the video, render it, and then go back and try to get a nice title that sort of encompasses the video. So yeah. Anyway, guys, have a good weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow with another voiceover with tomorrow's topic. I've got one more clip of footage left, and then I'm going to start recording on Monday again. Hopefully we'll get on something I can pick up with one hand, ideally a brick. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next one.